Shell Cup. Dring dring, dring dring, dring dring, dring dring, dring dring, dring dring. Moo Moo Meadows. So, kicking off the Retro Tracks and the Shell Cup in Mario Kart 8, we have a returning course from Mario Kart Wii, which has been completely changed in terms of its background, because before we did not have this evening kind of sunset theme. It was in the midst of the day, pretty much midday in fact, sun shining bright in the sky, and it does not look anything like it does in HD compared between Mario Kart Wii and Mario Kart 8. In fact, this course has not been changed too much in terms of gameplay, except for perhaps the gliding ramp halfway through the track. And this course, yeah, it's pretty much, it's had a makeover pretty much. I mean, other than the background, nothing else has really changed, but that's enough to say it's had a makeover. The cows, they're still there, they're still causing you a challenge, they're still annoying, but it's alright. It's probably the biggest challenge of the level, but the course needs a challenge, otherwise it'd be too plain and easy. I mean, it's not a Luigi circuit or anything, it's not a Mario Kart Stadium, it's your average course, and it's going to start to introduce the difficulty in the retro tracks. It brings some life out of Mario Kart 8, and as the first retro track in the game, sets a great example as to what's to come later in the game. For example, courses like Wario Stadium, which will receive a true makeover. This is just a little insight to what really is to come. The Shell Cup brings many courses, and Moo Moo Meadows starts it off very well, a great example. And honestly, I'd give it a high rating. If you ask me what it is out of 10, I'd say 7 out of 10. I mean, that's pretty decent for a course that I didn't like in its original. In fact, I hated its original, so it's pretty good now. Mario Circuit. So, continuing on in the Shell Cup, we have a course which returns from Mario Kart Super Circuit, which for those of you who don't know, is a third course, so the third instalment in the Mario Kart series. This course, well, it's not been changed much, save for this section at the beginning, where a U-turn has been pretty much lifted up into the air in an anti-gravity section to add in a few more trick ramps. This course hasn't had a great deal done to it other than that, except for a few gliding ramps. But the course, in terms of its visual graphics, is completely different. It, in fact, looks stunning, and it just... yeah, they kind of brought a Super Circuit track to life. It may be the only non-DLC Super Circuit track in Mario Kart 8, but it's done a good job, and it may be put early on, but it's good. In fact, to accompany that, the music is superb. Just have a little listen. In my opinion, that music is absolutely superb, and in fact, it's barely recognisable from the original music. The original music is, in fact, it was played on a different scale to this one. The music is completely different, and it sounds much more. It is easier to remember this time. I mean, it kind of it almost kind of feels like the music has a personality, it has a life in this song. And the other one, it sounded okay, but it didn't have as much of a life as it did. I mean, I've heard Luigi Circuit's music, I've heard Peach Circuit's music. Their music's pretty mediocre in its original, but in this one, it's absolutely stunning. In this remake, Mario Kart 8, man, what have Nintendo done? They have taken Mario Circuit's from Super Circuit to the next level in terms of the audio. I mean, to listen to this piece is absolutely stunning. I mean, good on Nintendo. What a song it really is. I love every minute of it. In fact, that is what makes the track for me. If it wasn't for the music in this track would be a very bland one. Quite frankly, the music is amazing, so congratulations to Nintendo. Cheep Cheep Beach. So, as we continue with the Shell Cup, we have a course which is quite honestly one of the best remakes of a course I've ever seen. Now, I'm going to be quite blunt and honest about this, but in Mario Kart DS, I did not think much of Cheep Cheep Beach. In fact, I thought it was a very boring, very depressing course. I mean, it was supposed to be a sunny course. It looked very cloudy, very grim, very boring to me. It was not an exciting course to play. It just struck mediocre at me. Every time I thought of it, I just thought, what a mediocre course. But in Mario Kart 8, this course has been brought to life in every aspect. The music, have a listen. That music is absolutely stunning. Just like Mario Circuit, the music brings it to life once again. But even more so than Mario Circuit, this course, in fact, the visuals of this course are just absolutely stunning. I mean, it makes me want to be on the beach almost looking at it. It makes it look like such a beautiful sky. I mean, the sun is gleaming, it's glistening. It's like the perfect beach, literally. I mean, it is beautiful. The sand is golden. The sea is literally, the marine sea is beautiful. You can literally see inside it. I mean, the course is so idealised in this game compared to how it was in the DS. I mean, there's a bit of difficulty. It's not the most difficult course. I mean, in fact, this bit here at the start of the course, beach huts, parades, there's everything. This course has a lot more life. It's been brought to life in this game. There's boats, there's everything to make this course feel a lot more exciting, a lot more lively. I mean, there's actually people there, there's actually other people there than the racer. It's more to the course than just driving there. It's an experience, it's an adventure. It makes you want to be at the beach, it makes you miss the beach, it makes you want to enjoy the experience of it. It's an absolutely stunning course, and Nintendo should feel proud of how they have brought a rubbish course to life. Well done. Toad's Turnpike. So to conclude off with the Shell Cup, we have a course which very much is a return from Mario Kart 64. Boy, has this course been changed. Now this course looks absolutely stunning, like every other retro track in this game. And as far as non-DLC courses are concerned, this is the last retro track we will mention, because we've done all the other ones. But enough been said on that. This course looks completely different. In fact, in its original, it looked nothing like this. It looked pretty grim. There was no surroundings, pretty much. From what I've seen, I've never played Mario Kart 64, but I've seen what was in that level. There was barely anything. There's a little city, I mean, pretty much you could see a bit of it, but not this much. I mean, the anti-gravity sections on the side of the road. Yes, some people argue that this course has been heavily ruined because it's too easy to even be called Toad's Turnpike. Now, some people say that the USP, if you like, of Toad's Turnpike was its difficulty. It was meant to be a difficult course. There were loads of cars on the road. It was a narrow course. It was rotten, but well, yes, there's pretty less cars, but guess what? There's more races in Mario Kart 8. There's 12 races as opposed to 8. Nintendo probably thought that balances out the difficulty, and they have accounted for the decrease in difficulty, if any, by moving the difficulty of the course down in where they considered it. Before it used to be in the Flower Cup, they moved it down to the Shell Cup, which tends to be on par with the Mushroom Cup. So Nintendo understands that this course is easier, which is okay. I think maybe the original was too hard, beyond belief, and this course works out well. It looks stunning, and it's fair difficulty for everyone. It's easily accessible. It makes sense. I mean, you could play this level 200cc, 50cc, you could have a good job. Mirror mode, it wouldn't really make a difference. What made Toad's Turnpike difficult was the way mirror mode worked in Mario Kart 64. It works fairly here and it's okay now.